Welcome back, Shalligators. Today we are talking about Kristen Bell and her marriage to Dax Shepard, which I know a lot about because it's all they talk about. It kind of feels like everything I know about this couple's relationship I've learned against my will. And today is no exception. She recently told a British publication called The Sun that she doesn't care if her husband cheats on her. We're gonna break this down because on one hand, I'm like, idiot. On the other, I'm like, well, maybe this is an evolved mindset. Maybe this relationship that has stood the test of time, they've been together since 2007 and they seem happy. We're gonna talk more about that. Maybe they do know something that we don't. Okay, so we're gonna talk about cheating. And I feel like this has been kind of an unintended theme lately. Lily Allen, that parakeet man, Ned, where it's like you have two very opposite ends of that spectrum. You had Lily Allen, who's in an open relationship, and please never, ever forget, never lose sight of the fact that I hate her. Never. She was fucking around and finding out in an open marriage. Ta-da, it didn't go well. And then Ned was completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. He was wife guy. We wonder why he cheated. Like, you allow yourself to be called wife guy? Like, if someone called me husband girl, be like, the fuck did you say? Like, I'm actually my own person. I might be a wife. I am not husband girl. Like, so you have these two extremes. We can fuck anyone we want. I'm obsessed with my wife. This is my whole identity. Have Kristen and Dax come up with a happy medium. We are going to break it down, but before we do, girls, if you are like me and you would rather make reservations than make dinner, a quick word from today's sponsor is gonna be right up your alley. It might just be the answer to your prayers. Check it out.
About once a year, I wander into this weird room in my house. The kitchen? I think it's a Japanese word. I don't know. Anyway, apparently it's where the food happens, I guess. I don't cook, but I'm so sick of heading out of my house and putting on a bra and driving on the proper side of the road every time I'm hungry. So I decided to give HelloFresh a try, America's #1 meal prep service. They deliver everything straight to your door, perfectly portioned so you don't end up with 19 half-used spice jars and a bunch of wilted cilantro, you know? They've doubled their menu to over 100 recipes to choose from a week, which means even I can make stuff like tempura shrimp or Indian food without 500 trips to the grocery store and a lot of crying. And this is actually like kind of fun. Everything's labeled, there's step-by-step instructions, and the portions are bigger than ever, which means leftovers. And yes, they even have 15-minute meals and ready-made options that take just 3 minutes to heat up. So look, I'll be honest. This tastes like something I'd pay $40 for at a restaurant. Except, yeah, I didn't have to put on pants or parallel park. So if you want amazing food without the crying, use my code ShallonHF for 10 free meals and free breakfast for life. Or just scan the QR code. That's 10 free meals and breakfast for life. So give HelloFresh a shot, because some of us are meant to rule the world, not the kitchen. Now, what do I do with these dishes? Do I just like throw them away? Does anybody know?
I was very tempted to just throw dishes away though. I'm like, no one would know. I could just buy new pots. Who have I become? I didn't, but I thought about it. Okay. Dax and Kristen's relationship. Like I said, everything I know about this family, I did not want to know. Didn't want to know. I feel like all they talk about is how much they go to therapy and how much he doesn't drink. And I guess he's been sober for like a long, long, long time, but it always just kind of comes across as like, I didn't drink. My 520th therapy session with my wife, and I didn't drink. And on one hand, okay, so this video is gonna be like, well, this, but also on this hand, it's gonna be a lot of points and counterpoints. So on one hand, shut the fuck up about therapy in your marriage, I don't care. On the other hand, I should care because they have been together a really long time. How are they doing it? So here's their history. They met in 2007 and they got engaged in like 2010, but waited until 2013 when same-sex marriage was legalized. I hated people who were doing this. I hated people who were doing this. First of all, I was always talking to gay people. I'm like, please do not ask for the right to get married. Do straight married couples seem happy to you? Are you sure? Talk about nobody wants this. Honey, just stay domestic partnered. And then when you're done with Blaine or Sebastian, you can just wash your hands. You can just wash your hands. I know you want the right to. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I hated these celebrity couples who were like performatively not getting married. Do you remember when Lena Dunham, that piece of shit, I hate her too, was like, oh, Jack Antonoff and I aren't marrying until gay people can marry. Well, that passed and gay people could get married. And he still wasn't putting a ring on it. Can you imagine a man kicking the can down the road and pretending like the reason he won't marry you is because of gay guys? I'm so glad that happened to Lena Dunham. If you don't know, the reason I hate her is because, first of all, she's insufferable, a nightmare garbage person. But she said one time in an interview, somehow abortion came up because it was like a New York publication. They always have to steer a conversation to abortion. I'm not even kidding you. And the interviewer was like kind of soft asking if you have had an abortion, which is obviously ridiculous and inappropriate. But I guess in the context, it wasn't so insane. Lena says, no, I am unblemished in that way. Unblemished? What in the Victorian era? So you're saying women who've had an abortion are blemished? They're like fundamentally damaged? They're damaged goods now? You beast. You absolute sea beast. I have hated her since then. That's a monstrous thing to say for someone whose whole platform is like, girl empowerment, me. Anyway, Kristen and Dax. So they've been together. Yeah, they've got 2 kids. And so Kristen was recently in hot water because it was her wedding anniversary with Dax. It was their 12th wedding anniversary. And she posted, happy anniversary to the man who once said to me, I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would. And like battered women's groups are like, oh my God. I thought it was funny. And it's like dark humor because men do be killing us. And I think her post was like highlighting that. Yeah, it's an option that men kill us. They exercise it more frequently than we would enjoy. I thought it was funny. I thought, it's like gallows humor. And I think it's good that men acknowledge that, hey, yeah, a lot of men kill their wives. And yeah, it actually probably would benefit me to throw you into a river. I don't know. Probably would. I thought it was funny. What I don't think is especially funny is this new conversation from her. So The Sun magazine in the UK, which is a tabloid, but asked her about something infidelity. And she said, kind of who cares, to be honest. I also know we're monkeys, like these humans. We're monkeys. We're both attracted to other people. We're married. We're not dead. But I don't know that everyone has the privilege of this much confidence in their relationship. Okay. It's kind of who cares if her husband cheats. We're married. We're not dead. If my husband said that in an interview, he would wish that he was. I don't think it's a flex, and I don't think it's healthy, and the mark of I don't think it's the mark of confidence to not care that your husband fucks someone else. Call me old-fashioned. I can get my head around a lot of things. I cannot get my head around not caring that your husband is fucking someone else and you are spinning this as confidence. I am confident in our relationship. How do you define a relationship is my question. Like how do you define a relationship? Okay, sorry, this is driving me nuts. Oh God, that's so much better, Well, now I'm off center. Why did I do this? Anyway, let me just read you the second half of this. She added that she has her own barometer when it comes to morality. Me too. I'm using my own barometer of what is good and bad for me. It's also promoting happiness and reducing suffering. Okay, so what she's saying here is Dax and I, this is driving me nuts again, I'm sorry, because I'm not centered. What have I done on this wall? That her and Dax have basically redefined what marriage is, right? They have their own rules for marriage, their own amoral barometer. And Dax apparently was in like a 9-year open relationship before he met Kristen. So this is not exactly like uncharted territory for him. And he said in the past, like, you know, Kristen's a different person. Like, she has a different level of comfort with certain things. We are strictly monogamous. That was a few years ago, though. This kind of would say the opposite. I don't know. I would not want to hear my spouse, my boyfriend, be like, I don't give a fuck if she sleeps with someone else. Here's why. I think in this society, American society, a Christian-based society, sexual fidelity is paramount. It's everything. It's the biggest box you have to check. And without it, you have no relationship. Everything falls apart, right? He cheated, I'm leaving, right? I have always said that there are so many other marks of devotion and fidelity within a marriage. Like, I remember saying to my husband, obviously in addition to sexual fidelity, but I'm like, listen, I would move your family in with us if they needed it. I would rock with you through job loss, poverty, anything. I would give you a kidney if you needed one to keep you alive. I would nurse you if you ended up in a wheelchair. And you can make arguments against all of those things. Don't move his parents in. You need to keep your kidneys. You're allowed to go out and meet someone else if your husband is like chronically incapacitated. You can make an argument against that, right? And yet I was willing to do that. You can certainly make an argument against lifelong monogamy. Like she said, we're all attracted to other people. I'm married, I'm not dead. My question is though, why are you married then? Why are you married? How do you define a relationship? And maybe what it is like they have just, you know, because most of society takes sexual fidelity and it's like, it's at the top. Maybe they've just reshuffled the order. They're like, okay, what's more important to me is like family devotion. You are home every single night for dinner. I don't care who you're blowing after that. It's financial fidelity. All of our money is pooled. Our financial future is completely mingled with one another. I've got you when things are down. You've got me when I'm down. Maybe it's health. Like, I will love you when you are 1,000 years old. I will help keep you sober. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But it sounds to me like they have sat down at the kitchen table and come up with a list of things that matter more than who puts their genitals where. Is this evolution? Is this the way to be doing things, right? Because, like she said, we're all attracted to people. It doesn't mean you don't love your spouse. It doesn't mean you don't love your boyfriend. That's the animal within us talking. That's the animal within us. And when we look at our lives, I have animalistic urges constantly. I want that. Shallon want take. And I want to just take things. I don't do that. Shallon potty right here. I don't pee in the middle of a store. I don't do that. Shallon queso. Shallon need cheese melt. Shallon doesn't only eat queso. Shallon overrides, right? Shallon man fuck, man, Shallon. Also no, okay? We hear these animal urges within us, and we forget that we don't have to blindly follow them. We forget that we do not routinely, blindly follow them. We forget that we are actually extremely well-versed at not following what pee in the middle of the floor brain is telling us to do. But there's something about the fucking. There's something about the sexual urge that's like, no, I want to follow that one. Maybe because this is our strongest urge as creatures, to mate and go forward, right? Like, that makes sense. Like, I am not hardwired to eat queso. I am hardwired to mate. And we've said this before. I said this in the Lily Allen video. You know, guys are like, whoa, you have to spread our seed. Well, I'm going to go back. You know what I'm going to talk about. That penis shape is designed, it's like a little shovel, to pull out the sperm from a woman of the man who was just in there. And sperm doesn't stay in there for like ever and always. It goes places. So the fact that it's designed to pull something out means men were meant to be like all up in there, like just like one after the next, right? So I guess no one's meant to be monogamous, okay? Right? No one's meant to be monogamous. You could make the same claim about peeing in a toilet. Well, were we really meant to use indoor plumbing? I don't know, Barbara. Which way to your rug? You are overriding these animalistic tendencies already. Is it evolution to pick one and say, you know what? No, I don't want to override that. I want to do it. I want to go full throttle. And I want to go back over this quote. I'm using my own barometer of what's good and bad for me. It's also about promoting happiness and reducing suffering. Whose happiness? Whose happiness? Your husband's happiness? I'm sorry, but I am not going to be able to make my life partner happy with every single checkbox that he might have, right? There are going to be things I cannot give to him. His friends will need to give him things. His family will need to give him things. He'll need a ton of like needs met from his job and sports and stuff like that. I will also not be signing up to give him the happiness of being able to fuck anyone he wants. Sorry. That box will simply have to remain unchecked. It will have to remain unchecked. So it's like you're sacrificing yourself for your husband's happiness? Or are you talking about your happiness, Kristen? Girl, stop. You're telling me that you're psyched because I don't believe that there is a neutrality. I do not believe this about human psychology, that even if it's coming down to like, do you want mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes? No one is 50-50. It is always 49-51, always. My husband taught me this. So he works at Bridgewater. It's like the biggest hedge fund ever. And if you know who Ray Dalio is, he's like the Jeff Bezos of the hedge fund world. That was his boss. And they have this whole insane style of communicating. It's very cult-like. And my husband, I'd be like, don't Bridgewater me. But I'd be like, okay, which movie should we see? He's like, well, which is 59, which is 41? I'm like, I don't care. He's like, everyone cares. Everyone cares. And he was right though. Like there is no neutrality. There is no, I don't care about something as big as your husband sleeping with other people. Because ladies, we know, we talked about this in the Lily Allen video. It's not the in out, it's the vibe. It's the hunt. It's his phone chimes and he's like, that's what's awful. And all these people in these evolved open marriages, they all have their rules. Their rules. I said this in the Lily Allen thing. Breaking the rules is literally the whole point. The more rules you have, the more he's gonna break them. If you tell a man, you can talk to a waitress at a bar, but you can't fuck her, he's gonna fuck her. If you say you can fuck her, he's gonna marry her. Like, he will find the next level of like, ooh, naughty territory and plant a flag on there. The rules are what is actually fueling these situations. So when she says, who cares? Cut the shit, Kristen. I'm sorry. And I think she's really cool. Like, I love her. I think she's great. I think they're a cute little couple. Cool. But like, do not tell me that you don't care. And if that is the case, why on earth are you in this marriage? What does this even mean to you? What is the devotion about? Because what is devotion? It is singular focus, right? It is locked on tunnel vision. I'm devoted to tennis. I'm devoted to this career. I'm devoted to my boyfriend. I'm devoted to whatever. If you are like, who cares? Then what are you doing here? If I felt like that about tennis, I would stop playing. If I felt like that about my dog, I'd give him to my mom. Like, and we look at those things. It's like, well, yeah, of course. If you don't care about your dog, give him to someone who does. If you don't care about tennis, don't go. But you mean to tell me that when you apply that attitude towards a marriage, that that's somehow a big win? No, I don't think so. Like, sorry, I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense to me. If it's true for tennis, it's true for a marriage. I don't know if this is just resignation in her voice or if they're just so fucking sick of each other that they're staying for the kids. If I have to hear one more couple, the kids, but our kids. Do you know what I hear? As someone who doesn't feel guilt or a lot of morality, I hear cowardice. I hear cowardice. Man, the kids, shut the fuck up. Girl, shut up. If you said to me, I can't leave because I can't afford to, now we're getting somewhere. That's the truth. But if you're saying like, no, I'm just so self-sacrificial for my babies, I don't believe you for a second. For a second. And no one should believe you because you're lying. If you actually cared about your kids, and I know you're going to come for me and be like, you don't even have kids. That doesn't mean I'm incapable of viewing a dynamic neutrally. In fact, I'm probably a better viewer of a dynamic because I'm not colored by this maternal thing. You know, I'm an outside observer. That's literally what Machiavellianism is. Do you honestly think it's good for two children, any child, children, to be in a house where mom is at the apathy point about dad that he can go have sex with other people? That's what you want to model for your children. Really, your daughters. These two have daughters. That's the dynamic you want? Okay. If you have sons, that's what you want them to grow up and view women as? Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. If you are just afraid to get divorced and you don't want to be out there, be honest. Be honest. I know, and I'm sure you guys know, and maybe you are the child who grew up in an unhappy house. And finally your parents divorced, or maybe they never did. And what they hand you is, we stayed together for you and your brother. We stayed together for you. Are you not ready to flip a table when you hear that? Wow, thank you. Oh my God, no, I loved absorbing all the tension in that house. And now I can't trust anyone in this world. And I'm so full of anxiety, I am combat ineffective in this world. I love it. Thank you. Oh my God, what a gift. Those kids grow up and they look at their parents and they have no respect for them. Because they say, you might say, you know what? You needed to do the hard, scary thing to protect me. And you didn't. And instead of just being like, I'm a fucking coward, you dressed this up as, first of all, a gift to me. A gift to me. So yeah, you wonder why I go on and have relationships with men who treat me like shit and convince me that they're treating me well. And then you gaslit me about that you and Daddy Dax, this was evolution. You're just so evolved. When really you just didn't care about each other all that much anymore. Which has the fewer leaps of logic, right? This is called Occam's razor. It's a tenet of logic and rhetoric, which basically says the simplest answer is almost always the right one. You know what I mean? You watch a Dateline. You know what I'm talking about. They've got a guy, it's like the barn owl thing. It's like an owl. No, it wasn't me, her abusive husband, who threw her down the stairs. It was an owl that got a hold of my debit card. And he went to Home Depot, it was the owl, and bought a shovel and a tarp, and then was texting this girl he met at my office. And then he came in and he scratched my wife's face and she threw down the stairs. It's that. You're like, really? It wasn't just you. Nope, it wasn't. It was the owl. It's that. It's like, where are the fewer leaps of logic? We just don't like each other anymore. Or, oh, no. We are so devoted, but it's a whole different type of devotion. You wouldn't understand it. We have different priorities. I have beaten human evolution's mindset about partnership and jealousy, and then also found another person who absolutely agrees with me. And all of these rules we put in place work, and nobody has any jealousy, and nothing's ever gonna go bad. We're here for you. What a gift. This is a gift. Fuck out of here. Come on. Come on. So one of two things is going on with Kristen and Dax. Either she's telling the truth. They don't care if someone sleeps with another person. Not a flex. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. May this love never find me. I would rather walk this earth alone like the Incredible Hulk for the rest of my life than be with a man who doesn't care if I sleep with another man. No thanks. Haven't we all been in that situationship? And you're like subtweeting and like posting a story and there's like a guy's hand, it's the waiter. And you're just like dying for him to care. Because what are men supposed to do? Possess, protect, provide. Possess, possess. If he doesn't care that you fuck other people, where's the possession? And if he's not claiming you in that way, like guns a-blazing, get away from my woman, is he providing for you? Why would he? Who are you to him? You know what I mean? Like the possession is actually the foundation. You are mine. I claim you in this world. Nothing is going to get between you and me. Oh, well, except for a waitress or that production assistant or whatever. Honestly, almost anything. If he's not possessing you, claiming you, and I have ended relationships over this. I think we all have. It's like, don't act like I'm your girlfriend and get girlfriend benefits from me when you're not putting that title on it and then escalating and giving me a plan for the future, further claiming. Marriage, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, either she's telling the truth and they don't care, or she's gaslighting herself. Or I guess this magical third option. Evolution. Evolution. We alone, actors with a high school education, actors, we have hacked what it means to be a human. We have done it, right? We've done it. Maybe you have, and maybe shagging that waitress is the release valve you need. But know this, crimes escalate, behavior escalates, because the charge that someone, man or a woman, feels initially like, that was a flirty email from that guy, right? I know. I mean, he's been working in HR forever. I never saw him like that. That escalates. The sexual charge wears off, and then you have to move up, and you have to move up, you have to move up. So no matter how encapsulated you think your feelings are, that's not how feelings work. Show me another time that you have been able to just stonewall your feelings. When someone said to you, don't be jealous, were you like, oh my God, I'm not. Oh, be happy. Oh, I am. So that hasn't worked for things where the stakes are much lower. The societal pressure is very different. It hasn't worked there, but it's gonna work with attraction outside your marriage. Bon chance, mon ami. I do. I wish you luck. I wish you luck. I hope that that's true. And, for some people it is. For some people it is. Sociopaths, a lot of sociopaths can do that. For sure. Narcissists can do that. But their partners usually can't. So unless you've got two sociopaths in a marriage, you might, something's going to hit a wall eventually. Or the mistress is also a sociopath. I mean, you got to go to the socio convention. Please tell me if there is one. I hope it's in Orlando. Someone is going to hit a wall. Someone is going to catch feelings. Someone is going to break the rules. That is how it goes. That's how it goes. And it's better to prepare yourself for that and then maybe just stop and be like, why am I... What's going on? Am I really in this relationship, this marriage, whatever, or has it simply run its course? There's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of relationships that run their course, I owe you guys a Keith Urban, Nicole Kidman video. I filmed it 3 weeks ago now. I'm so sorry. I will get it to you this week. I also have a video on Taylor Swift and how to be sexy. Because maybe she should watch it. Just like how to get in touch with your sexuality and how to like hard launch a sexy new version of yourself. How do we do this? When we're ready to have like slut era, I can tell you because I've done it. All right, guys. I love you. I will see you later. Please don't forget to listen to my podcast, Crowned and Canceled. It's for history people who don't like history. It's so much tea, so much scandal, so much gossip, and the strategy we can take from these scandals and apply to today. So go ahead and listen on Spotify. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.